Fantasy Mania. The Beginning. Chapter 34. As the next day had came, the king was the first to awake. But he was also approached by the messenger with some news. As the king opened the scroll, he had received news about another kingdom that wanted to come and show honor for what they have done for the people who lost their families and homes throughout the years. He had never heard of them but was excited to know they were willing to do this. Soon he rolled back the scroll and told his messenger that he was willing to accept the invitation for their arrival. That in a few days it would be perfect for the people here to prepare for their welcome. Soon the messenger went to his horse just outside the doors and began his way to where they were. Then the king notified his queen of the upcoming event. The princess had awoken from a great night's sleep. She pushed herself up off the bed and began wiping out the sleepiness from her eyes. Once her feet hit the floor, she decided to go see what her mother was doing. But as she had walked down the corridors, she noticed one of the guards just standing there. She stopped and had asked how long he had been serving her parents. He smiled and said he has had the honor of serving them for the past 15 years. She then thanked him and carried on. Just by how soft the knock was, the queen knew it was her daughter. She told her to enter. As she did so, she noticed her mother reading a book. Soon she came up next to her and her mother wrapped her arms around her shoulder. She then asked what she was reading. She said, "Well, daughter, this here is the Bible." She said it was a very important book for those who love God and rely on His wisdom. She then asked if she could read something from it to her. And she was happy to do so. She then went to Romans. After a few sentences, it became really confusing for Princess Zeus to understand what it all means. But her mother had said that there will be a day when she would be mature enough to know. And God would surely reveal the depths of His word. Then the queen did something special for her daughter. She opened her drawer and pulled out a quill. And then some ink. She told her to watch. Then she flipped the book to the back and wrote her name above her mother's name. She then told her daughter that one day this book would be hers. Princess Zeus smiled and said she would like that very much. She said, "Just remember to do one thing." "What's that?" she replied. She said, "Just make sure you pass it along to the next generation and so forth." She nodded and continued to listen to her mother read. Soon Blood Cry began to hear beeping noises coming from the controls. She looked out the window and saw something far away. It was a beautiful large planet. She said after several years, she had finally made it. Soon she was close enough to start feeling the bath shake due to entering the planet's atmosphere. What kind of planet was this? Find out next time on Fantasy Mania: The Beginning. To be continued.